very important for us to do what is in our ability and within our capability to do. One thing which is very important today is to change the perspective of the masses about the reality of who the aggressor is and who the victims are. The media, the common media, for 3-4 days at the beginning of the conflict, all I consulted, I didn't have time. I was just looking at The Guardian, which I thought was a bit okay initially, and the BBC. Then after 4 days, I just didn't want to go onto social media because that is very consuming. Finally, I went onto Twitter, and it's a whole nother world out. The coverage in places like Twitter and other places are a lot more open, and you see a lot more positivity towards the understanding. That's why you and I need to raise as much awareness, because otherwise the gruesome aggression is usually hidden. This aggression that is happening right now is open because they've justified it. They've tried to justify and show people that it's just a response. And now we can do what we want. Our job is to put out the stories, forward the true messages, to raise awareness between not just our Muslim community, but people of other faiths, because that is very important. Until the tide doesn't change in that sense, the politicians won't get it right. They have their affinities, they have their agreements, whatever it is that they have, wallahu alam, right? That's not a time to go into all of that right now, but they have their blinders. They're blinded or just Shia, whatever, I don't know, right? So our job is to get the Joe Bloggs on the street to understand this reality. Then inshallah, if we can see, inshallah, more happen. That's one job of ours. Physically, we need to do that. That means campaigning and talking to your MP and councillors and other people. Alhamdulillah, this time, a lot has gone on this time. Alhamdulillah, positive things have gone on. People resigning and so on. We only have a bit of time, so I can't talk about everything else. But one very important thing, which is the most important thing that one of us can do and should do and need to do, is the dua. And this means really heartfelt dua. With every means of having du'as accepted, we put behind it to get our du'as accepted. That means giving some charity before, calm down Allah's anger. That gets du'as accepted. Tahajjud time, du'as are accepted. But above all, the one thing which is what is preventing du'as from being accepted is that we will continue to sin and do du'a on the other side. I want to have my cake and eat it. I want relief for my brothers and sisters, but I am going to continue to enjoy my life in the haram ways that I've incorporated in them. Not entirely haram, but I am doing sins, committing this, that, and the other. I don't want to give that up. I don't feel like doing that. I'm not even thinking about that. That shouldn't affect anything. No, it does. If my dua needs to be accepted, then I need to do my best to take off all of the obstacles in the path of the acceptance of dua, which is sins. You just can't do it both ways. That answers the question of why and when our dua is accepted. We have to make that effort. How can you and I change our life?